Okay. Looks like we are back to the one and only topic that it seems I cannot escape from, and that is AI, artificial intelligence. Can you believe that? And she's talking about artificial intelligence again? Well, unfortunately, this video was actually long in the making, so what can I say? Um, yeah. But this time, there's been a bit of a problem on YouTube, especially, but it's kind of prevalent throughout other platforms, but YouTube especially is pretty bad, and that is AI content slop. Now, it's not just any type of slop, it's AI slop. What's the difference? Even less effort than talking for 10 minutes and giving a very basic opinion. I know, it's really hard. But anyways, so there's been a big influx about of AI content as of recently. And even if you look at like OpenAI and different projects, they opened up Sora AI where you literally prompt into whatever the video you want to make from, whether California Gold Rush mine, whatever. And then you have, I don't know, like Mid-Journey. You can literally just make some quick AI art, which by the way has a lot of similar styles. So that's an interesting development to say the least. But anyways, however, before we get into the topic, I do want to show like a really funny AI content. This was like an AI voiceover in Injustice 2, and I couldn't help but get a little chuckle out of it because it's genuinely funny. So I just watch it, and you'll understand why I laughed.
Are you still Waller's little bitch?
You still slower than the Flash?
You can shoot Barry, but you can't shoot me. That Ezra Miller dude's a bigger menace than I ever was.
Want to team up and take him down?
Fine, Barry. Just this once.
I'm the fastest man alive.
And yet you fail to outrun a bullet.
Blame the writers.
Anyway, self-aware humor kills me because, oh man, like, the Flash could be the strongest character in any universe, and writers have to nerf him. But anyways, moving along. So I did want to talk about how like AI content has been a bit too prevalent on YouTube because it has gotten really bad as of late. I'm literally getting ads about, which we will get into later, about this one AI channel. Literally getting Google ads for what? To see Slop? You're paying Google to promote Slop. Make it make sense. But even then, there's a little tab on YouTube that I want to show you guys that may get some people a little bit, started. And so it's called the Inspiration tab. So as a content creator, so YouTube will basically look at the content that I make, and it'll show you different topics you can tackle. So maybe it might find a new scam or a new investigation I can look at, or some trash article, whatever it is with it. And it actually gives me even thumbnails, and it gives me even more stuff to look at. Pretty interesting stuff. And so because of that, especially if you are newer on the platform, as well, I mean, I am pretty new on it, getting topics is a bit difficult, because especially if you don't have a community that gives you topics, because by the way, your favorite YouTuber is usually given topics, or given stuff to look at from a viewer. So when you don't have that community to help you, it's a bit difficult to find the content that you're looking for. Or in case of me, sometimes I have to spend upwards of maybe 2 hours looking through topics to see if it's worth it. But anyways, there's an article from Kickstarter I want to look at, and it's apparently about this true crime AI that got taken down. So let's take a look at it before we get into the meat and potatoes, because I really want to emphasize how bad it gets. And so here I have the creator of a true crime YouTube channel is now using the pseudonym Paul after a viewer outed him to the police for creating fake news and alleging it was true. Though the YouTuber reportedly pulled millions of views for his crime stories, his channel was deactivated after reporter Elizabeth Hernandez was tipped off by several viewers about a crime in Littleton, Colorado. However, the story, husband's secret gay love affair with stepson ends in grisly murder, was completely faked and made by Paul using both ChatGPT and AI imagery. Hernandez soon contacted the police about the YouTuber's many videos in which he tried to pass off fake news as real by using AI. True crime YouTuber wanted to challenge viewers' interest in racy crimes. Following the deactivation of his YouTube channel, Paul told 404 Media that his intention in creating fake true crime news was to make viewers question why they were so interested in such lewd acts. I'm trying to overdose the viewer on lewdness to try to comfort them with the fact that they seem to be so invested in the lewdness of it all, people's secret lives, their secret affairs that are really taboo. It needs to be called true crime because true crime is a genre. I wanted the audience to think about why they care so much that this was true, why it matters so much to them that real people are being murdered. Paul was initially influenced to create his true crime content watching Dateline and realizing how much interest there was in the genre. Or, just be a woman and you'll be interested immediately. I'm kidding. YouTube rep comments on deactivation of True Crime channel. When asked why his channel was deactivated, Jack Mallon, a YouTube representative, said, "We terminated the channel in question for multiple violations of our community guidelines, including our policies covering child safety that prohibited the openness of minors." That is a terrible way. Though Paul was forced to step away from sharing his AI-generated crime stories, AI continues to take over the media industry. In December 2024, Sora, an AI generator, recreated a scene from Pokemon's Twitch streams. The circumstance led to copyright attorney Evan Everest at Dorsey and Whitney to confront how Sora could potentially be held liable for copyright for not getting the AI photo of Pokey approved by her first. The months prior, a church in Switzerland using AI Jesus to give patrons their confessionals. The internet was fairly divided after its news went viral. Some felt it wasn't sacrilegious. I mean, hey, impersonating an important figure in time is totally not sacrilegious and, siphoning people to give confessions to an AI Jesus. Wild. Maybe back in 2,000 years ago, there was somebody who gave a waiver. But anyways, so there's actually two forms of slop I want to go over, at least two ones that I know. There's the number one, which is the low effort content, and number two, I call it the AI voiceover. Now, the AI voiceover is not as egregious, but I do find it a bit lazy. So I'm classifying it as slop for the sake of this video. If you think otherwise, feel free to, but that's just me talking about this now. So, going into our low effort content, we have our first true contestant, and that is shocking true crime stories. Now, you might be wondering, whoa, 23.4k subscribers, 122 videos? That's quite a bit. What kind of videos do they make? Oh, it's basically an AI image of a person and, basically a story, which is kind of insane to, grasp. But an observation that I just noticed, and I don't think it matters that much, but it's just interesting, how come the most popular videos are all black people? Just interesting, just to point out. I know, I just thought it was a weird observation. I could just point out because it's like, huh? You expect that true crime covers multiple different races, but I guess black people are the center of true crime. Mind blowing. But anyways, so there's a video I didn't want to look at, and it's called "Sheriff Discovers True DNA That His Brother Fathered His 3 Kids." That sounds insane, by the way. That genuinely sounds insane. So maybe you, the average person, is gonna be like, okay, let me click on that and see what it's about. So we're actually gonna watch the first 30 seconds of this video because I am actually genuinely curious about what's going on with this type of content. And maybe, just maybe, this type of video might either be something where it's like, oh, maybe it's just, maybe it's informative. Who knows? But anyways, and by the way, every single one of these videos always has this big disclaimer where it says this. The stories presented on this channel are based on real events, but names, locations, and certain circumstances have been changed to maintain confidentiality. How convenient. Any coincidence with real people, living or deceased, is coincidental. The purpose of these stories is to convey the essence of the events that occurred, not to reflect accurate facts or specific individuals. Very interesting disclaimer you have here. That's basically legalese for, if this is true, you can't sue us. Which is not entirely true, by the way, but, yeah. Anyways, let's just go watch this video and see what we're working with, because perhaps what we're working with could be something where it's a bit, not terrible. But yeah, let's watch.
What if you walk into your matrimonial bedroom and find your wife giving oral to your brother? How would you confront a betrayal so devastating it shattered everything you believed in? Andre Harris was a man who seemed to have it all: a loving wife, 4 beautiful children, and a career that made him a pillar of his community. As a sheriff, he was the protector of others, the one people turn to in their darkest moments. But what happens when the protector becomes the victim? when the betrayal comes from the very people closest to him. One ordinary day.
Okay, so despite being bored out of your mind, and I feel bad for you if you actually sat and watched that, yeah, so you can see here that the template is very, kind of standard. As a matter of fact, actually, it almost comes across as those, like, YouTube shorts that you would normally watch. It even has, like, the bubbly text, it has the, the voiceover, and on top of that, it also has, just the general tone of how these videos usually go, which we will get into later. But it's just that it doesn't even try to be somewhat original. And the craziest part about it too is that I literally could come up with a true crime story on ChatGPT. You're literally watching me doing it right now. Make up the same story. And guess what? It gives you a fake name. It gives you a whole story. It literally copies and pastes everything. And say you actually are somebody who watches this content. What is, like, you have to ask yourself, what is so appealing about this? Be honest with yourself here. It seems like an interesting story, but, it's just, it's really something when you break it down. And even you go down to the comments, it's just like, here, look at the pinned comment right here, right? They're about to pull up for you. It says here, this happened to my uncle. He only did 3 years, judge warden of the jail. Everybody understood. Yeah, that makes total sense. And then look at what it says here. He says, "My world. I hope he has gone past the hurt." You mean he has got past the hurt? Like, Jesus Christ, binary code cannot write sentences properly. It even says here, he ended up getting remarried and had a good life, and all his family loved him. He was a good man. Even her kids love him. Yeah, I don't know if you tell your doomed wife, like, say it gets out, it's like, yeah, I kind of murdered my last, wife over an affair. Understandable, honey. Very understandable. I hope you don't do it to me. It's like, get over yourself. But anyways, even because here says, this is so pleasing to hear. Good things always find good people, whatever the situation is. Your uncle did a double murder. Now, to be honest, I don't know how these bots are talking to themselves, but it's genuinely mind-numbing. As they should have. I'm thankful your uncle did not get more time, but he should not have had to serve 1 day. I pray that your uncle is doing well. Creepy. It is when you're the wrong skin tone. Okay, sorry. This is killing me here. So, I'm pretty sure in some religions, like infidelity is a reason to die. But don't you find this a bit insane that someone would get off for doing a double murder over infidelity? And you just get off? Does that make sense? Like, I'm sorry, that ain't flying. No. That doesn't even make sense. Anyways, that's the kind of concept we're up against, by the way. So you usually have the bots are literally talking to themselves. And I also I highlighted previously, like, botting is a massive problem on YouTube, but it's just that it just kills me that this is what we have. This is what we're dealing with. Oh my days. So that's just a big example of what happens. And all they do is they literally take true crime stories that are probably true, or maybe a bit of Reddit stories, and mix it in between and just come up with a story like that. And by the way, this video is like almost an hour long. Like, your typical true crime would be like, you have your narration, you go into the details of the case, all that stuff. But here is just ChatGPT prompt, and you just get over and over and over again. And you can even tell Chat to make the story longer and more dramatic. It's such an easy grift. Yes, I'm calling it a grift. It's so easy. It's like actually mind-boggling. But, however, our next contestant is something a bit different. And you might be wondering, what could get worse than AI true crime, okay? At least true crime, you can make it sound interesting. But literally, I was scrolling on my phone. I found this one where it's literally called, and I am not joking, at least it's not trying to pretend, World AI News Network. And it has 8.23K subscribers and 29 videos. Okay? So, yeah. Pretty crazy stuff. About it, this was the content that was getting pushed out to me. I don't watch this stuff. I don't even watch the news, and I get stuff pushed out. So yeah, you can see what kind of content it is. Oh, well, typical news anchors. Lovely, very lovely detail. I mean, at least they might hopefully get the personalities right. You know what I'm saying? But more importantly, I'm looking at this and I'm just realizing, could you be more obvious? And the fact that somebody paid money to put this out there just shows you that how easy it is to really make a buck off of this stuff. And mind you too, right? Sometimes you don't even have to get real people to subscribe to you. You can just get bots on bots to get it done. Now, of course, that's a claim I cannot truly verify. I can show you in comment section like where bots, how to spot them, but I can't tell you if subscribers are botted. Even when it comes to like streamers as well, where they've been accused of botting streams, I don't have like direct proof, but you can kind of pick up on general trends. Like if you see the chat's like not very active, but you have a lot of people in there, that's a bot. But yeah, anyways, so maybe AI News World is a bit better than our last contestant. Let's see how they measure up.
Welcome to World AI News Network, folks. I'm Don Key, and we're here to bring you the real and latest in artificial intelligence news, whether you like it or not.
Oh, Don, don't be such a gloomy Gus. AI is making the world a better place every single day, and I'm Ellie Font, here to prove it.
Better for whom, Ellie? The robots taking our jobs? The algorithms tracking our every move?
For everyone, Don. Think about it. AI solving climate change, curing diseases, maybe even making your coffee in the morning.
Yeah, right. It'll probably spike my coffee with data-collecting nanobots.
Oh my god. It's becoming self-aware. It's becoming self-aware. Bro's name is Donkey. I'm sorry. And Elephant. At least it got the cringy personalities correct. I'm actually very glad it did that part. Which is it's kind of insane. I'm giving AI credit for being boring. Or at least getting a boring part of reality right. So, yeah, as you can just see here as well, this was promoted on my ads. And literally we talked about the other day how like ads on YouTube are extremely problematic because you'll be literally getting like Susie getting down on it, but like you're not trying to see that, especially when you're just scrolling shorts. Okay, you're trying to see I don't know, cats running upstairs or something, or elephants on some demon timing, but you have to see that, and that was on my feed, and that's kind of why I actually wanted to, that's actually the reason why I made this video in the first place. But at least the comment section is a bit more lively for this one, and you could actually see here like. Looking at this one, it says, I've lost all faith in humanity. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but don't worry. Not all of humanity is that bad, I promise. It's just, you know, a subsection. And then this one says here, I'm surprised the military doesn't use AI as an interrogation weapon. I mean, it did feel like an interrogation, to be honest with you. But it's just like, what, Edna mode from The Incredibles? And guessed. Pretty funny. But yeah, so that's what we are dealing with here. And even when we go even further about it, I mean, it's not just like obviously relatively big channels, but like you can even have smaller channels. I have this one here, Natural and Flowers, though it should be Nature and Flowers, but I'm just being nitpicky and being facetious. But now this one has way less subscribers. It has 82 subscribers and 164 videos. But guess what? If you scroll to the Shorts feed, which is where I found this channel actually. Oh, it has AI fish and more AI and some seemingly real nature stuff, but I would take it with a grain of salt, especially when someone's willing to show that they're going to use AI into their content. Then, you know, yeah, that's where we are now. But now, time to go into our second part, which is the infamous AI voiceover, and boy do I got a lot to say about this one. Oh my god. So now we're into our other section of the AI slop, and this one is, I would argue, is far more common than the previous one, like way more common. But that would be the AI voiceover. Now I'm going to put a caveat in here actually, hear me out, is that not all of this is inherently terrible. Some people do like to keep their anonymity, they'd rather put an AI voice over it, but I do find there's a lot of people in this space, especially particularly in the Shorts era. And now, there's actually two different spots we can look at. So there's one where they have like basically an AI voiceover, they talk about like facts or stuff like that, kind of like this.
In the 1990s, Japan's new high-speed bullet trains ran into an unexpected problem. As they entered tunnels at high speeds, they pushed the air forward, compressing it inside and forcing it out the other side with a loud boom that disturbed nearby residents. One of the engineers, who also happened to be a birdwatcher, noticed how kingfishers dive into water with barely a splash because of their long, streamlined beak. So, they redesigned the train's nose to mimic the kingfisher's shape, eliminating the tunnel boom.
And then they have the infamous one where they have like a Reddit story that they literally copy and paste, okay? I kid you not. This is literally the process. They go on Reddit, they find an outrageous story, they'll copy it. Okay. And by the way, we've already went over Reddit many times on this channel, but Reddit, take it with a grain of salt. Okay. It's not always truthful, but it's definitely some entertainment. But anyways, you put it into an app. The app literally gives you every single like highlighted word that every single short person is doing, and you get your Reddit story. And you can just do this over and over and over again. Literally, matter of fact, I'm going to give you a straight guide on how to do it. Watch this. But first, let's actually watch a Reddit video before we get into the guide, actually. So here's the video first.
The way I sleep is too racist. For context, I'm white with thick curly hair. It's a nightmare to manage. Every morning I wake up with the worst bedhead and a ton of knots that take ages to get out. I'm so fed up with it. I mentioned this to my best friend, who is black and has similarly thick and frizzy hair. She understood my pain and bought me a bonnet. She sleeps in one every night and said it really helped keep her hair under control. Boy, was she right. I don't know exactly why it works, but since I started wearing it, the problem has pretty much vanished. Well, turns out it created a new, much stupider problem in its place. My dad came to visit recently with his new girlfriend, who is also white. I've never met her before, but when she saw me wearing my bonnet, she went ballistic. She said that the bonnet was a piece of black culture, and me wearing it was cultural appropriation of headwear. She demanded I never wear it again. Bear in mind, this is a stranger in my own home. I laughed at her and said it was just a hair thing, but I called up my best friend to prove my point, who could barely talk between her laughter. Dad's girlfriend got upset and stormed out of the apartment. Dad blamed.
And now, here's a guide on how you can get to this video.
This is how I make 100 TikTok with AI. First, go to YouTube, choose these game videos, then download this video. Then go to Reddit, find these hot love stories, copy them. Next, go to Bull Video, paste the stories here, and generate AI voice. Now just upload the game videos, add the subtitle, then it's done. With millions, millions, and millions views. Follow me for more growth tips.
Like, you see what I'm saying? The fact that it's literally possible for you to do that is actually like, it's genuinely mind-boggling. I actually cannot even process how insane it is. And by the way, this moron actually told you literally how to steal content online and how to make it lazy. Okay? It tells you exactly how to do it. And by the way, I found that within like 2 seconds. So I guess we'll show you that like people are very obvious about the kind of grift, and I'm saying grift not to play with you guys, but I'm genuinely serious, kind of grift that's working with here. And I want to put it to you in perspective like this, in case you're wondering, well, why would somebody want to do this? Really, if you want to hit monetization on YouTube, you want to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours if you are making long-term content, but I believe it's 3 million if you are doing shorts. So imagine you're trying to hit that mark, but you're trying to make it easy. So what's an easy way to do it? You just take a story, go to AI, you take advantage of people just scrolling online, and there you go. That's literally it. There's no effort, there's nothing you gotta do with it, and you're just using AdSense over and over and over again, and you're just getting to the point. So it's like, what do you do with that? What are you supposed to do? Do you just, put in some what? Effort? Hell no. Just go and take it. You get an AI to do it. And so that these people may not get like a lot of subscribers, but they will get a lot of views. And so, especially stuff like Reddit stories where people don't want to actually read it because nobody wants to read. Hey, they'll just go and just listen to an AI do it. Convenience. That's what we call this stuff, convenience. But like I said, not all of this AI voiceover is inherently terrible. I find it lazy. That's just me, as someone who will spend like, up to like 45 minutes editing a video, or sometimes even dropping like a 40-minute video about a big topic. I find it lazy. But hey, that's just me, But I just want to go and mention that before we really end this video, something that really like came to mind as I was going through this stuff and really trying to analyze it. It's just like, when we really break it down, when you break it down to its core, people are really attracted to personality. They really are. Like, people will always gravitate towards a personality. That's why when you see people with, massive followings, generally speaking, they have a personality that is something to grip to. Sometimes they're relatable, sometimes they're just funny, sometimes they're just, they're entertaining by themselves. Sometimes they just, they're a comfort. So that's what people really go towards. And it doesn't matter what your sub count is, people eventually resonate with you. Hell, you can go out and preach to the street. I guarantee you'll find one person who resonates with whatever the heck you're preaching. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. You could say all socks deserve to be burned. I'm sure somebody will agree with you that all socks need to be burned. Now, do I agree with socks being burned? No, that's not really for me, but that's right for somebody. And so people need to understand that, like, listen, YouTube really and truly is all about personality at the end of the day. Some people may lack a personality, but at least there's some aspect to resonate with. And if you don't have a personality, maybe you have a certain skill that you can translate over. Maybe there's sometimes like that. Maybe you're just really good at video games. Maybe you're just good at something. Maybe you're a good builder, a good cook. I don't know. But regardless of that, that's really how YouTube is. And this could be potentially bad down the line when it comes to AI, because imagine you live in a world where all of your content is voiced by a robot that has no personality and has nothing to do with what you want to do. Like, well, say you made it this far into the video. Could you have made it through this entire video if I had a voiceover the entire time, cracking jokes at everything and offering you commentary and giving you analysis? Could you really sit through all that? Probably not. So if you don't want the future to be like that, then yeah, no, just don't give these people attention. But alas, you can't get everybody on your side, and you can't get everybody to your cause per se. But anyways, I believe that YouTube really needs to step into get these content slops off the platform personally, just because it is not healthy to have this kind of content on here. And it's not like these AI videos are like demonstrating AI or doing anything like that. They're literally just taking content and presenting it either as facts or to presenting it as something, substantial. You know what I mean? And there's even videos of people literally showing you how to take different content on the internet. Literally showing you the exact process and what app to use. So, it's like, it'd be nice if somebody could step in. But anyways, yeah, so that's the AI content slot problem. I think it's a massive problem, and hopefully, yeah, something is done about it, because we're not trying to deal with all that. You know what I mean? I do like personality. Personality is great. But anyways, I think that's enough out of me for today. So if you enjoyed this type of content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow my socials down in the description below. But yeah, watch out for that AI slop. See ya.